Hey guys, today we're going to be making a simple yeast bread. This recipe makes 2. First we're going to put 2 tablespoons of sugar in a bowl and 2 teaspoons of salt, and then add 2 tablespoons of shortening or vegetable oil. I used vegetable oil, and then you're going to mix that all together. Next, the recipe calls for 1 cup of hot milk. So you're going to put 1 cup of milk into a pan and stir it constantly because you don't want it to skim over on the top or burn and boil over. Let it cool till it's lukewarm. Next, you want to boil some water and then let it cool down just a little bit so that it's hot. Now you're going to empty 1 package of dry yeast into a bowl with 1/4 cup of warm water. Give it a quick stir, then wait for the yeast to dissolve. To your mixture, add your lukewarm milk and your cup of hot water. And now mix. I didn't show it, but I transferred the mix into a mixing bowl so I can attach it to the dough. Attach the dough hook to the mixing bowl. Now you're going to add the dissolved yeast and 3 cups of flour into the first mixture and beat until well blended. Then you're going to put the mixer on low. Your dough should look somewhat similar to this. Now the recipe says to add 2 more cups of flour. The recipe also says that if the dough is still sticky after you mix in the next 2 cups of flour, then you can add 1 more cup. Lightly flour the surface that you're going to be kneading the dough on so that the dough does not stick. I'm using a non-stick baking mat. Highly recommend if you are a baker. Very useful. Now you're going to knead the dough for 2 minutes. Place the dough back in the mixing bowl, cover it with a towel, and let it rise for 10 minutes. Add more flour to your kneading surface and knead again until the dough is smooth and elastic. Now put the dough into a large greased bowl, cover it, and let it rise in a warm spot until double in bulk. I put it over the stove while the oven was on about 200 degrees. Make sure you grease your loaf pans. I use canola oil cooking spray. Once your dough has doubled in size, you can take it out and split it into 2 doughs so that you can make 2 loaves. Punch down your dough and shape them into 2 loaves. Place them into the greased loaf pans, cover, and let them double in bulk once again over a warm surface. Preheat the oven to 425 degrees. Place your loaf pans in the oven. Bake your bread for 15 minutes. Reduce the heat to 375 degrees Fahrenheit and bake for 30 more minutes. Remove the loaves from the pans and let them cool on rack.